So now we are going to continue discussing Chapter 9, Measurement, and this time our focus would be on measuring area and volume. So we are going to use square units to measure area, use dimensional analysis to change units of area. We are going to use cubic units to measure volume and also use English and metric units to measure capacity. All right, so when we talk about a square unit, it is a square whose sides is 1 unit in length. So, for example, one square inch, okay, or 1 centimeter square. What it means is that your square, the side, so we know that when we get the area of the square, it's side squared, correct? Now, if the measurement of a side is 1 centimeter, 1 inch, 1 foot, 1 mile, okay? If you are getting the area of this square, then you multiply 1 by 1, which is still 1, and then the unit multiplied by the unit is going to be the unit squared. So this is an example of 1 square inch. This is 1 inch, this is 1 inch. The area is 1 inch squared. 1 centimeter squared, this is how it would look like, all right? So similarly, even if you have, so visually I would say, so if you have 2 different units, let's say 1 foot by 1 foot, all right? So this is an area of 1 feet squared. Now we know how many units, how many inches in one foot. We know that there are 12 inches. Okay, so there will be 12 in 1 foot. So this is equivalent to 1 foot. So if we are going to replace, okay, if we're going to change or convert 1 square feet to inches, square inches, then you will have 12 inches by 12 inches, which is going to be 144. Okay, so 12 inches on one side, another 12 inches on the other side. You multiply 12 by 12, you get 144. And now the unit of measurement is inches squared. Okay, so that visually is the explanation for converting units in the English system for area. All right, so these are some of the values when converting English system to each other. So we have the square foot to square inches, square yard to square feet, acre, which is represented by A, to either square foot or square yard squared, yep. And then the square miles to acres as well. Okay, so let's have a scenario here. After Alaska, Wyoming is the least densely populated state. The population of Wyoming is 568,158, and its area is 97,814 square miles. What is Wyoming's population density? Okay, so first things first, how do we find population density? So when we are looking at population density, so population density is going to be equal to the number of people. So we are talking about the number of people occupying each square unit, okay? So in this case, for every square miles, okay? For every area, a certain land area. So in this case, it's for every square miles, all right? So in the case of Wyoming, all we need to do is get the population, which is 568,158 people, okay, persons. And how many square mile is the land area of Wyoming? It's 97,814 square miles. So if you compute this, the population density of this is around 5.8 persons or people living for every square mile. So it's like one family of 6 in an area, square miles, in a 1 mile square area. Okay, So that's a very big land to be occupied by only around 6 people. Okay. All right. So these are some more extended values for our conversion of units of area from English, so square inches, square foot, square yards, square miles, to metric system. Okay, so again, as you can see, we have the curly equal sign. It's equivalent. Okay, rough estimate. Okay, so now let's take a look here. A property in Italy is advertised at $545,000 for 6.8 hectares. Let's start with find the area of the property in acres. All right, so we are given 6.8 hectares. Now, how do we use hectares? Hectares is HA. Okay, there it is. This is our conversion unit that we use. So we are given 6.8 hectares and we need to change it to acres. This is our desired. So in our case, we will be using our conversion factor. Okay, our given value is hectares, so that's going to be in the denominator, and we needed acres. All right, and going back to our values, 1 goes with acres, 0.4 go with hectares. 0.4 with hectares, 1 goes with acres. The hectares will be eliminated. Okay, divide by each other, it's equal to 1. So what we have here when we multiply across is 6.8 acres. We divide it by 0.4. And in this case, once you do your calculations, you will get around 17 acres all in all. All right. Now, the question now is, the follow-up question is, what is the price per acre? Okay. So as you can see here, this already tells us how we are going to set up our equation. Price per is division. This is division. Okay. So price per acre. And in this case, what's the price of the land? All in all, the property is at $545,000. And the number of acres is how many? There's a total of 17 acres. All right. So if we divide those two values, each acre is around, this is very expensive, 32,059, okay, per acre. Okay. So this is the price per acre. Okay, so remember, per is always associated with division. Let's move on with volume. Okay, so volume is for three-dimensional figures. Okay, so cubic. Okay, cubic. So the exponent now is 3 because it's for three-dimensional figures. So if it's a cubic foot, all of the measurements of the sides is by 1 foot. All right. If it is cubic inches, each of the sides is measured at 1 inch. Okay, so this is a cubic inch. This is a cubic centimeters. Okay, so as you can see, volume. Okay, volume is going to be more on the solid figures. Okay, like a solid figure. For example, a prism or a rectangular box and stuff like that. Okay, capacity is actually for liquids. Okay, occupying three-dimensional figures. So for example, if you put water into a glass, which is like a cylindrical glass, what we are looking at is capacity, since we're talking about liquids. Okay, so here we have the English conversion, English units for volume and capacity. For metric system, capacity units is measured with liters. It's the capital L. All right. So again, we have three basic units for the metric system. All right. This is length. Meter is length. Liter is capacity. Again, for liquids. And then grams is the for the weight. Okay. So you can see we still follow King Henry, drink chocolate milk in our metric system. So in this case, let's convert a swimming pool with a volume of 22,500 cubic feet. Okay. The question is, how many gallons of water does the pool hold? Okay. So it has a volume of 22,500 cubic feet. So feet to the third power. Now we need to change cubic feet to gallons. So going back, we take a look at cubic foot. Okay. So we have cubic feet and gallons. So we have this conversion. So we can use our dimensional analysis. Cubic feet will be at the bottom and then gallons will be on the top. We cancel that. Our numbers will be 1 is with cubic feet and gallons is 7.48. So we do our multiplication across. We will have 22,500 multiplied by 748. This is now in gallons. So we will get a total of 168,300 gallons of water can fill up that swimming pool with that volume. Okay? So another example here. Okay, so this time it's the capacity in metric system. So you can see here, this is volume, capacity, what it's equivalent if there's liquid placed in it. So in this case, we have 36,000 cubic centimeters. How many liters of water is in there? Okay, so how can we work with this? So we have cubic centimeters is given and we want liters as our desired unit. If you take a look here, we have cubic centimeters and 1 liter in here. So we can do dimensional analysis. So 36,000 cubic centimeters. We can use a conversion of what? Centimeters cube is here. Liters is on the top. There's going to be 1,000 cubic centimeters to every 1 liter. We cancel our cubic centimeters. We multiply across. We're going to have 36,000 liters divided by 1,000. And that will give us 36 liters all in all. So that is how we can convert area and volume and capacity. That's everything. Thank you.